Hi. Hello. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. New week. What's up, everyone? Hello. I hope you all had a fabulous weekend. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is Melly. Today we're going to be covering, wait, let me check in with everyone. Can you guys see me, hear me? Are we good? Are we starting this off right? What's up? Let me say hi to everyone. Today's going to be all over the place. Just a heads up. Hey, Tipsy. I saw Stephanie. I saw Cole. Hey, Gracie. Good to see you, love. John. Hey, John. Thanks for being here. Stolen Spirits. Hello. Welcome. I see Nicole. Hello, love. Okay. Gracie, wake up. Because I think you're going to be upset about what I'm talking about today. Today we're going to be talking about a case. It's going to be a little different today. Today's case is very upsetting. But we're going to talk about it. What's up? Hey, Karen. Good to see you. I appreciate you guys for being here. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the Harris family, Allanah Harris and Brock Harris from Australia. And I found the case on TikTok. She is a mommy influencer on TikTok. And just a trigger warning, I guess I should put that up. We're going to be talking about all kinds of sensitive topics today. So with that being said, I will put the fair use disclaimer at the end, at the beginning on the banner. Hey, Tony, good to see you. This case it's wild. One of my mods recommended it to me, so shout out to her. And I don't know. So it's one of those cases, I don't want to say too much. I just want to kind of have you guys make your own decision, right? She is based out of Australia and she has a sick child and she's a TikToker. And we're going to go through, why her child is sick and what role she plays in that. And if you're not familiar with the case, this is a mom that poisoned her baby for basically fame. She has like 1.1 million followers on TikTok, brand deals with all kinds of companies, right? Like Dinnerly, she has a GoFundMe, she has a sick child. And so she's been presenting her life online on social media and people support that. Why not, right? We're all good people. We all want to help out. And, it turns out that things are not always what they seem to be. And today might be one of those days where I'm like, let's take a pause. Let's all start off, like take a deep breath in and out. We're going to, it's one of those, Hey, Brady, good to see you. Thanks for being here, love. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Hey, NorCal. Is this your first time here, NorCal? If so, welcome. If not, thank you for coming back. I appreciate all of you guys supporting my small channel. We're getting to almost 1,000 followers. Yeah, I know. And I do want to start off by saying that this case, I do research all the cases that I talk about here before. I could not get any legal documents on this case, but I found a few other channels that were speaking on it. So I will give credit to the creators that I do. There's a few TikTokers that I show on here. I'm not a big TikTok person, so, but I will give credit. I always link down in the description. I haven't seen much of it on YouTube. So I do try to cover cases that are not talked about. And that, you know how it is on YouTube. it's one of those days. I might be a little petty. It's like, if you're not done with the pettiness today, and this case is very frustrating to me. It involves child abuse, and I'm just like, I draw the line, like right there, 100%. I stand for victims of child abuse. I am not okay with any form of it. So I might not have anything nice to say today, and I think that's okay, right? That's why we're here. We cover true crime, but I'm going off on a tangent here. Anyways, today we are going to be covering the Harris family case, Allanah Harris and 𝗏 Harris, TikTok mom. And I will be playing, I'm going to do like a little summary. I'm going to read this we'll start off with the Reddit. So I'm going to read a Reddit summary of the case that I found very intriguing. And then we're going to watch a few TikToks about it. And then I will show you guys the PowerPoint that I made, and we can kind of just go through it, and it'll be all over the place for a minute. But hey, Clara, I'm glad you made it. But this case is very sensitive. So with that being said, hi, Esther. Good to see you. Child abuse is unexcusable. Yeah, I'm not very happy about it. But it's a very good case, and it's not talked about, and it's based out of Australia. And I think that these cases need more awareness. So with that being said, let's get started. So this is Allanah and 𝗏 Harris that you see here on the screen. And they live in Australia, and she is a mommy influencer on TikTok. And she has about 1.1 million followers on TikTok. Her Instagram is private as of today, but I believe you might still be able to find her on TikTok. I'm not sure about that. I didn't check that today. She has about 4 children, and she puts her life out on TikTok. All of it, everything involving her kids. She's one of those people that just, she documents everything. And even children in the hospital, appointments, etc. Right? And I'm not okay with that. I even had troubles making this live because I was telling one of my moms, like, I don't want to be like doxing any of the kids or like showing them, but it's all over the place. And she herself put her family on TikTok. And so I do blur out a lot of the images, and some of them I don't. What's accessible to everyone in the public is accessible to all of you as well. So I'm not going to blur some of it out. Some of it I do blur it out. On my thumbnail, I'll blur it out, but on the TikToks, it is what it is. So trigger warning, it is a very frustrating case. And so with that being said, this mom, she's had a few children that have been ill, and she's been documenting it on TikTok. And I go back to being saying what I said, like, I'm not okay with that. I think there's a level of being in the spotlight and then exploiting your children, right? And making money off of them. And that's a whole nother thing, but I feel like she did exactly that. She did exploit them. And I didn't know about this case until recently. And it involves someone with Munchausen syndrome by proxy. And we're going to cover what that is here as well. So it's like a little bit of a deep dive. It's all over the place. And you guys might get a little frustrated, but we're going to take deep breaths before we start. And then we'll take deep breaths throughout. We're going to work through it together. Hey, Mo. Good to see you. Hey, Guilty of Crime. What's up? Okay, so who is Allanah Harris? She lives in Australia. She's 33 years old. She's a mommy influencer. And we're going to watch a couple TikToks about who she is. But I'm going to start with reading what has recently happened. She had an ill child, and she documents everything online. And so this baby Daisy, she has been in the center of the spotlight. So turns out that, this TikTok mom has been posting like, oh, I have an ill child. We don't know what's wrong with her, et cetera, et cetera. And the baby has been going through like all of these procedures. And people are, the professionals are trying to figure out like what's going on. And she ends up going through, well, let me start off. Hold on. She's being investigated for poisoning her child. So with that being said, she's been basically exploiting her children and making money off of her children, numerous children. She has 4 children. One of them was a stillbirth, and we'll touch back on that later. But she recently has been discovered because baby Daisy was getting a brain surgery, and some of the nurses that were working with her in the hospital saw what she was posting on social media and saw that it wasn't true, saw that what she was posting online didn't match up to what was actually happening. And so they caught on, and they were like, this isn't right. And so they reported it, which, I think that's a good thing. But then we have her husband, Brock, and everything we talk about here, I'm nobody. We're just talking about true crime here. I'm not a professional. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know these people on TikTok. But her husband, Brock, as of recently, has come out and made a statement. And so we're going to involve Brock today. We're going to talk about it and pull up some text messages, and we're going to see, he claims that he has nothing to do with this, and he doesn't know what's been going on with his children and his wife. And I'm going to let you guys be the judges of that and make your own opinion about it. But Allanah Harris, 33 years old, she is being investigated for poisoning her child and making her ill. She has 1.1 million followers on TikTok. There was a GoFundMe of about $66,000, which has now been shut down. And she has been a partner with the Ronald McDonald Foundation. So who is baby Daisy? I'm going to check in with you guys. I know. I'm like, get ready. I have nothing nice to say about this. It is 𝗵𝗃. Hello. Did I say hi, 𝗵𝗃? Hello, Elsane. I appreciate you guys for being here. It's just one of those lives. Like if you've been to a Melly After Dark, it's kind of like that with this case. And so we're going to start off with the Reddit. I found that this Reddit post, I found it was, when I first came across this case, I was like, okay. Can you guys see that? If not, I'm going to read it to you. So it says, shout out to FridaysButterfly. It says, over the last couple of months, Allanah Harris has documented baby D's medical journey, which has consisted of Allanah stating her concerns of baby D's symptoms that were ignored for months by doctors. Sleepiness, staring spells, not reaching milestones. After advocating for baby Daisy, medical professionals diagnosed her with multiple things. Yet, according to Allanah, baby D has tumors all throughout her body and a couple on her brain, pressing against a part of her brain, causing seizures. During all of this, a GoFundMe has been created by Brock's mom, and they raised $62,000. Allanah was documenting all of this, including putting photos of baby D and only nappies all over the internet. Eventually, baby D has had 2 brain surgeries after being in a sleeping state for over 100 hours. After baby D's second brain surgery, and apparently still no progress of baby D being any better, Allanah stated they would be setting up palliative care at their home. Then they went radio silent. This grew a concern that baby D had passed or that they were only sharing the story for money. They then had another influencer friend of Allanah post an update on behalf stating that Baby D was doing better. Here's when 2 Facebook profiles started commenting crazy information regarding Allanah and Baby D all over videos of them on Facebook. From Allanah having Munchausen's by proxy and Allanah allegedly injecting drugs into Baby D's, etc. Many people have seen this, but it stayed quiet due as it had been insanely large speculation. All the while, there was still no word from the family. Last week, Brock was seen on Tinder, and a screenshot was posted onto Tea Time in the comments, and people were bashing him for being on there after having a sick baby. Yet his family and his friends were commenting and defending him, saying that Brock is innocent and that the truth will come out and there's an investigation going on. People had messaged Allanah notifying her that he was on Tinder, and replied saying they only broke up on a Saturday and he was on Tinder on a Monday. So are you guys getting the vibe here? Are you catching on? Yeah, no. T.O., what's up, T.O.? Good to see you. Oh, yeah, today we're going to be sassy, petty. We're going to be petty. Not even petty. It's for real. Child abuse is not a joke. And so I'm a little frustrated, actually, and upset about this case. So I read to you a little bit of an introduction on the Reddit post, and now I'm gonna show you what I have on Daisy, baby Daisy. But first, we're going to watch a TikTok that first was very popular when this case first came out. And so let me pull it up. Hold on, bear with me because I don't use TikTok. I know, I hear TikTok's cool. But bear with me. It's a TikTok. All right, let's go. Can you guys hear it? Can you see this? Let me know. Thank you, T.O., for gifting. I appreciate you so much.
Allanah and her husband, Brock Harris, had a TikTok account with over 1 million followers where they documented the lives of their 4 children, ages 1, 2, 3, and 7. Also heavily documented her 1-year-old daughter Daisy's medical journey, as she has had to have multiple surgeries and hospital visits. However, law enforcement believe that the child wasn't sick with an illness at all, and that Allanah was poisoning her to cause her to have similar symptoms. Back in August of this year, the Daily Mail released this article about how Daisy was in critical condition and that she had a rare genetic disease. The article states that since Daisy was 6 months old, she had been suffering from multiple seizures every day, and that the family discovered she had TSC. TSC is a genetic disease that causes non-cancerous tumors to grow in the body's vital organs. So Allanah would post TikTok videos about how Daisy had multiple tumors on her brain, had to have 2 brain surgeries, and that she would sleep from 18 to 20 hours a day, and doctors couldn't figure out why. So after one of these surgeries, Allanah posted to social media about how Daisy had been in a coma for over 100 hours. She even wrote how the reason behind Daisy's comatose state was a complete mystery. It was also reported by the Daily Mail that Daisy also suffered from these medical conditions, and after Daisy was in her comatose state, the family set up a GoFundMe that allegedly raised over $65,000. Now, it is believed that the healthcare workers are the ones who alerted authorities after Allanah's online updates about Daisy's surgery didn't match the treatment she was receiving. According to their local media, forensic testing is underway to prove the allegations, which could take weeks. As of right now, all of the children have been taken from the parents' custody, and the father actually released a statement stating that he had no idea any of this was going on. I'm going to post the full statement in a part.
Okay. So I will link all of the links down below so you guys can watch these videos later. So she was making her baby sick. And the reason that people found out about this case was, like you heard, from the nurses. Baby Daisy was in the hospital getting a surgery, and the mom went on TikTok and was lying about what was going on TikTok. And so they caught on, and they were like, this isn't true. And they reported it. And so this is disgusting. This is baby Daisy on the screen. And I am only posting information that is accessible to the public here. Like I said, I'm not a professional. She has not been charged with anything as of yet. And that's why I'm going to talk about this case, because I feel like, why hasn't she been charged, right? So here on the screen, we see baby Daisy, and she's 1 year old. And she lives with a condition called TSC. So she was getting a brain surgery when the nurses noticed that something was going on. And TSC is a rare genetic disease that causes non-cancerous tumors to grow in the brain and on other vital organs. At 6 months old, she started having 24/7 palliative care, seizures. She was sleeping for hours, 8 cardiac arrests, 2 brain surgeries, slow brain activity. She was in a coma for over 100 hours, and there was endless amounts of doctor's appointments and medical care that she needed. The diagnoses were focal cortical dysplasia, epilepsy, infantile spasms, and encephalopathy. And this was first diagnosed with TSC in June of last year. And that was the same day that Allanah, first child, Lily, was stillborn. And that was in 2020. And so baby Daisy was getting surgery, and the mom, Allanah, who we saw in previous video, was posting information about this, and the nurses came across that. And first, there was allegedly someone leaked a text messages about this. And by leaked, I say the person is unknown. And so that's when the nurses, I think, looked into it. And we're going to pull up the text message. How the nurses originally found out about the baby being sick. And this is on the far left, I think, of, well, my screen. I don't know about yours. I know, I saw Augie pop in here. Hi, Augie. I'm not ignoring you guys. Hello. Thank you for being here. I appreciate YouTube Streets in the house. Nah, my favorite. I love YouTube Streets. What's up? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Shout out to you. I always link all the channels that I love and talk about in the description or in the chat. My mods know to drop them, and YouTube Streets is one of them. Shout out to them. Unique Prepping. Hello, Gracie, Alsane. Did I miss anyone before we keep going? Because I'm a little pissed off. You're not a little pissed off. Let's take a deep breath before we get deeper into this case, because you're already thinking, what? How could a mom make her baby sick? I don't know. You let me know. I don't have children. So the fact that I alone am disgusted, I'm disgusted. I think that people who commit crimes against children, I was talking about this with someone earlier, I think the penalties should be harsher. I think it's disgusting. I think it's wrong. I think the law doesn't punish child predators as harsh as they want to punish for other crimes. And I think that it's a problem. But that's a whole nother conversation, but let's get into it. So the text message, I saw T gift a membership. Again, thank you for doing that. I appreciate you. Esther, David, I know. I hope she's locked up. No, she's not locked up. That's why we're here. That's why we're here, and we're going to talk about it. And I think she should be buried under the jail, if you ask me, because how are you going to make $66,000, put your baby through 2-3 brain surgeries for clout? She ends up getting caught. So let's read the text message. It says, got some Harris family gross for you. This was an anonymous text message. It says, so the mom and dad have drugged Daisy the whole time. Some of the nurses started following her on Insta, page, TikTok, and was like, no, she's spreading false info. She doesn't have brain tumors, and she was never palliative. After her last brain surgery, which found nothing, the Children's Hospital decided to run a toxicology report, and it showed the 𝗍𝗃 had a high reading for benzodiazepines, which is like Valium, etc. Kids have been taken off of them, and I'm not sure where the mom and dad are. However, 𝗍𝗃 is under the care of child protection and is still in the hospital awake, sitting up, eating, and being a normal 1-year-old. Yeah, you heard that right. She was being given benzodiazepines. So after a long time, right? Like what? So what do you mean she was giving benzodiazepine? And that's one of my problems here. I think if a baby is going through brain surgery, you would think, and this is a conversation we'll have later. Why didn't this get caught before? I work in the healthcare field, and I have worked in the mental health care field. So I think if a baby is getting brain surgery, didn't they do blood tests before, toxicology tests before? Sure, we don't assume that the mom coming in there is being an evil person, but you would think brain surgery, 2 brain surgeries on a baby less than 1 year old. I mean, I don't know. I'm questioning the healthcare professionals here. I'm not judging them, just questioning them. I work in the healthcare field, but I am not them and they are not me. And so I don't have the level of experience they have, but to do a brain surgery and not do a toxicology report and see it, I think that's a little faulty. So what are benzodiazepines? They are a class of medications that slow down activity in your brain and nervous system. They're most often used for treating anxiety and related mental health conditions, as well as brain-related conditions like seizures. Many countries, including the US, classify benzodiazepine as controlled substances. That means you need a prescription to get them, and it's illegal to have them or obtain them without that prescription. They are a controlled substance. They are a class 4, and because of that, they have dangerous effects when misused. And a baby being injected those definitely is going to cause some damage, right? And so, like, what is a benzodiazepine? It's like lorazepam, a Valium. There's all kinds of them, and you can. Basically, the baby was sick. She kept being on sick and had all these procedures, and they couldn't figure it out, and so. Baby 𝗍𝗃 on the screen. Again, was diagnosed with all of those things that I said before. She was having seizures, and she was in the hospital for all kinds of things, right? I'm going to play another video by the news in Australia, which is where this case is out of. And we're going to see
daughter's life-threatening illness with the world, soliciting goodwill and good money from countless strangers. But tonight, a Queensland family of influencers is under police investigation over allegations their little girl was being poisoned. Live to Matt Johnston at the Queensland Children's Hospital for more on this breaking story. And Matt, the child has been removed from the family's care?
She has, Sharon, and has undergone treatment here at the Queensland Children's Hospital. Now, tonight, 10 News First has chosen not to show you any of this family's videos, but we can tell you what they showed. It documented their young daughter's medical journey, including numerous hospital visits. But 10 News First understands police believe the child wasn't sick with an illness. Instead, there are allegations the young child was being poisoned to cause similar symptoms. Now, the TikTok account went silent this week, and it's unclear just how much money was raised before the fundraiser was deleted, but it's thought to have been a significant amount. Now, police, they say that forensic testing is underway to confirm the allegations, but those tests could take weeks to return results. At this point in time, no charges have been laid, and a man linked to this case today released a statement online saying he had no idea about the alleged poisoning. Now, Sharon, tonight that...
So the husband claims he had no idea about the alleged poisoning. But they've been making all kinds of money on YouTube and on TikTok. And $66,000 on a GoFundMe, and she's been portraying it all over the media and talking about it and exploiting her children. And so now we're going to see, she has 4 children, and one of them was 𝗟𝗄E, and she also had health issues. So once all of this came out by the nurses at the hospital, people started looking into her, and it turns out that during her past, she has a lot of things related to health issues with herself and with her children. And so we're going to play a video when she talks about one of her children, 𝗟𝗄E, having seizures, and then we'll move on to baby Daisy. It's disgusting. I know. I know. I know. I know. 2 brain surgeries. I'm like, let's all take a deep breath. Let's relax. What the hell? Like, and we're going to get to the father, but like, you're drugging your baby with medications to make sure that the baby is sick so that you make money off of TikTok and CLOUT. And that's what the case is about. She was making all this money on TikTok, and they want to call it mental health illness. Maybe she does. Maybe she does need mental health. But I think that she was sucked up into that whole like TikTok fame. And once she saw what happened with her first child, I think she took advantage of that. Do I think she needs mental health? I do think that as well. But, you know, to each their own. We all have our own opinions. You can make that own opinion at the end of the live after we watch a bunch of this stuff. So we're going to watch a TikTok on her child, 𝗟𝗄E, having seizures. And hold on, let me pull it up on the screen. We're going to watch all the way from when she first...
Quite so scary in my life because 𝗟𝗄E just had a seizure and went blue in my arms. When we got to the hospital, her temperature was experienced anything. Quite so scary in my life because 𝗟𝗄E just had a seizure and went...
So that was with her, one of her child. And then we see what happens with baby Daisy. So it wasn't a first time occurrence that all of this is happening, which is the point, right? How did this happen for quite some time? So,
Good evening.
let me know if I played, did I play this news? Let me know if I played this one. I can't remember. Let me know if I played her, because I remember I played one of them.
They shared their lives and their daughter's life-threatening illness with the world, soliciting goodwill and good money from countless strangers. But tonight, a Queensland family of influencers is under police investigation over allegations their little girl was being poisoned. Live to Matt Johnston at the Queensland Children's Hospital for more on this breaking story.
Oh, yeah,
and Matt, the child has been removed from the family's care?
We did. We played that one. I have so many of these videos. It's ridiculous. Let's move on to the update. I'm just going to play the news ones and then we'll go back to my PowerPoint. I know it's kind of a little all over the place, but I'm trying to go by dates.
Today, police have confirmed that young child has now been released from the Queensland Children's Hospital and is doing well. But she isn't in the custody of her parents, though. The little girl is at the subject of this investigation amid allegations she was poisoned, drugged to mimic a life-threatening medical condition. Her family has a huge following on social media platforms, TikTok and Instagram. They lived their lives online, detailing several trips to hospital with their daughter, and at one point even had their crisis crisis accommodation on their platforms at Ronald McDonald House. Now, a GoFundMe raised tens of thousands of dollars for the child, but was then closed. Police say they are now investigating if the child was being poisoned instead of battling that illness. Now, Queensland Police were asked about this investigation a short time ago, and they cautioned social media users about their public commentary.
I certainly understand things that go into social media. People get concerned when maybe not all the information's available. I do understand that. That's what I'd say. Be cautious what you put and what you read on social media. We are certainly monitoring it and we are investigating the matter.
Now, at this point in time, no charges have been laid. The Morningside Child Protection Investigation Unit is continuing its inquiries, but it has warned that any developments in this case may not become public until the new year. Afternoon to you. Good news today. Police have confirmed that young child.
Okay. So that's the Australian news. And now we're going to see what she says about baby Daisy. But before we see what she says about baby Daisy, this is how she's been acting
In the last couple of months,
which has been part of the controversy because people are like, what?
our lives have changed
How
so
can
much.
she be
We've gone
acting
from
like
living normal
this?
lives to now living in the hospital. Daisy is now having seizures that last anywhere from an hour to 2.5 hours at a time, and she's having more than one of these a day. I kept getting notifications from my PO box to come and collect my stuff, so I thought I could do a bit of a haul in another video. In the last couple of months, our lives have changed so much.
Okay, so here is a TikTok of her presenting information about being sick with her child and basically presenting it on TikTok. I need to catch up with what you guys are saying in the chat. Hey, Johnny, good to see you. Marcus. Hello, Mo. I know I think I said hi to you, Mo. Sorry if I didn't. David, what do you guys think? I'm curious. Hey, Funky. Well, we're going to get to the father's statement in a second. So she gets caught because the baby is getting brain surgery, and the nurses follow her TikTok after receiving that cryptic text message, right? And they see that it's not matching up to what the baby is actually dealing with. I assume the med wasn't prescribed to the baby. No, it wasn't prescribed to the baby. If not, why aren't the parents in jail? Exactly, Nicole. Exactly my problem. That's my problem. Why are they not in jail, both of them? But we just witnessed that. And now I'm going to pull up another video of her talking about baby Daisy.
Just told that our daughter.
And this is when she finds out. So baby Daisy gets brain surgery, but this is right before all of that happens. And she is talking about baby Daisy being sick.
Daughter's brain is covered. And what is worse is that we found this out on the same day that our other daughter passed away 4 years ago. I don't know whether that's like Lily saying that she's here with us or if it's just a really shitty day. But I need a coffee, so let's make a coffee together. I also don't have a coffee machine and I really need a new coffee. Like I really need a real coffee right now, but I've just got the stick ones. It's gonna have to do. Just told that our daughter's brain is covered in tumors.
This is her going on TikTok finding out about baby Daisy being sick, and she's telling people that baby Daisy's sick and she doesn't know what's going on, and that baby Daisy has brain tumors or tumors on her brain that are non-cancerous, and she's been sick since she was 6 months old, like I said at the beginning of the live. And so it is being said that she has Munchausen syndrome by proxy. And what that is If you don't know what that is, I have put it up on the screen. I'll read it. You don't have to read all of that. I'll read it for you. A mental illness where a caregiver makes up or exaggerates an illness in a person in their care. This disorder is now called fictitious disorder imposed on another, FDIA. It usually involves a parent and child. FDIA is relatively rare behavior disorder. It affects a primary caretaker, often the mother. The person with MSP gains attention by seeking medical help for exaggerated or made-up symptoms of a child in their care. As healthcare providers strive to identify what's causing the child's symptoms, the deliberate actions of the parent or caretaker can often make the symptoms worse. The person with MSP does not seem to be motivated by a desire for any type of material gain. While providers are often unable to identify the specific cause of the child's illness, they may not suspect the parent or caretaker of doing anything to harm the child. In fact, their caregiver often appears to be very loving and caring and extremely distraught over their child's illness. People with MSP may create or exaggerate a child's symptom in several ways. They may simply lie about symptoms, alter tests, falsify medical records, or they may actually induce symptoms through various means such as poisoning, suffocating, starving, and causing infection. So she was injecting baby Daisy with benzodiazepines, and that caused her to have seizures and be in comas, in a coma for over 100 hours. And then she would go on TikTok and basically present that information for clout and make money. And she made a shit ton of money. She had 1.1 million followers on TikTok, and the GoFundMe was $66,000. And who knows, she had all these partner deals with like Dinnerly. She did, I mentioned it at the beginning, Ronald McDonald Foundation. And she, and like, if you don't know about Ronald McDonald Foundation, it's one of those foundations where they, you know, people who need it are picked. And so she took the spot of someone else with an illness. Like, how disgusting, how disgusting. One, it's your child. And two, everything else involved in this case is ridiculous, disgusting, vile. She hasn't been charged with anything, so I guess she's innocent as of right now. But what's out there is out there, and I'm just bringing information that's out there. So y'all can find this online. And I'm going to play another video about her talking about baby Daisy, who we saw in the picture before, and her illness again. And she is, these are pretty short. So
Mommy loves you. You are so brave, honey. You are so brave. Actually so crazy that we are moving next week to the Sunshine Coast. Obviously we're not going to actually be living in our new house because we are going to be here with Daisy, but it just takes that huge stress off our shoulders that we know that we've got that there when we need it. I don't know how long we're going to be in here for, but at the moment it's looking like it could be quite some time. I am so impressed with myself. We have had a really successful day so far with me being with the 3 kids on my own. Chase and Ellie are currently having a little picnic, eating a happy meal. Daisy is obviously sleeping, and I have got my little project for today. I bought myself this 4 Keeps album. It's from the Bloom store, and I am going to fill it up with photos from Daisy's first year. It's actually crazy to think how much has changed since this photo. This was one of our first photos together. Anyways, I'm going to get emotional now. So I'm going to go and do this little project. Mommy loves you.
So that's baby Daisy right there that she's talking to. The same baby she has been poisoning. Yeah. If she's not a psychopath, I don't know what she is then. Because what? How do you guys feel about that? So then the nurses find out and they call her out, and they, like I said, I read the text message before, and then she makes a statement and she's like, no, this isn't true. Let's watch that. Let's watch that statement.
For the first time since the allegations came out of her continuously drugging her own daughter, Daisy, to make her ill and gain internet fame and money.
It is so unfair, and it's getting addressed at the moment with the proper counsel. I can't speak too much. I will get my lawyer to contact you, Bailey. I do really appreciate the call, but
she says she's now sought legal representation. Did you harm your daughter?
No, I can't talk to you, Bailey. That's why I've talked to you. I've said this is a matter that cannot be spoken on.
South Brisbane District Chief Superintendent Andrew Pilato said police had taken action to ensure the child's safety. They stated, "It is protracted and complicated, and it will take a bit of time, but I can assure you the child is safe, whilst that investigation is ongoing," he said. "I can't go into the methodology of why that will take time, but it will take some time." Daisy and Allanah's other children have been removed from her care since October 21st, and Daisy has been recovering amazingly. With more information coming out today, I'll keep you updated.
What do you guys think? So she's making her baby ill to make money off of TikTok and social media. Allegedly. But it turns out that she has a past with all of this. She did go through an experience of having a stillborn, and then she also went through an experience herself with which people are now questioning, because they're like, okay, if you lied about something like this serious, did you lie about it before? And so there's a video that was found about her talking about having kidney disease. And people are questioning whether, she was sincere then, because if you're doing this to your child, people are thinking that she lied about it then as well, right? And the husband is like, oh, I didn't know she was doing any of this. Like, I wanted Daisy to go through with the surgeries because I felt like she needed them. And I'm like, wait, but you were living in the same household. Like, how did you not notice like what was going on, right? And so we're going to read his statement in a minute, but I do want to play the video of Allanah from the past. I think it's good that we see the other side of it as well, right? Like what people are with the whole kidney disease. She went to this convention, and it's suspicious, right? It aligns with what's going on now. And so I'm going to play it. And like I said, everything is allegedly. She hasn't been charged with anything. 5 minutes. I knew it. I was like, I might just come into this live and not be so nice. Like, what do you mean the husband didn't know? And what the hell has she been doing drugging her baby to have seizures and brain surgery? I mean, it's not like stitches or like brain surgery. Like she had to have her head cut open. They didn't find anything. And so then the doctors finally did a toxicology report or blood test, and they saw that she had a bunch of benzodiazepines. And that's where I was like, pause, hold on. Before you cut someone open, you better be doing some blood tests, right? And so I'm concerned. It's hard to get documents when it's Australia. I've been trying on a few different cases. So I don't know if you're from Australia, let me know in the chat. What's the true crime like there? Because I'm curious why it's so hard to access true crime information in Australia. Or is it just me? Yeah, she complains about, it's a case. Yeah, it's Gypsy Rose all over again, right? And we saw it with Ruby Frankie. I feel like that falls into line as well. Literally shaking my head. Yeah, disgusting. Marcus says, should take a trip out of overseas. I would have had the other child examined. Right. And so that's, well, now it's an issue. It's like, no one would assume a mom coming into hospital and being like, oh, my baby's sick. Oh my gosh, it's the mom. Right. And so, but my question is like, why are you going to cut someone open and you don't know that they're on benzodiazepines? Hey, life artist, good to see you. Yeah, that's asked backwards. You talking about the case or me, Funky? I'm sure they're Aussies. Yeah, no, I want to know though, like, do you guys see true crime out there on the news like we do here? Not hard to know, Melly. Some women are evil, but like, for clout, yuck. Let's play her video from like, I think it was 2017.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Allanah. I've been coming to 𝐶3 for a little while now, and ever since I walked through the front gates, I felt very welcome and instantly at home. A little bit about my story before I came to 𝐶3 I've believed in God for many years, but I went through a season where I made my career and my business the total focus in my life. I felt that since I was working 7 days a week, I was too busy for church and for God. Working this much really started to take its toll on me, not only emotionally, but physically my body was starting to break down without me even knowing. I took myself to the doctors and was instantly rushed in an ambulance to hospital. I was confused and had no idea what was going on, but I was soon diagnosed with stage 5 chronic kidney disease. For me, I had no idea what this meant. To be honest, I hardly even knew what the kidneys really even did, but I quickly learned that my life was going to change. I was told that until they found a match for a kidney transplant, that I would have to do dialysis treatments 3 times a week to keep me alive. This was hard for me to swallow. I didn't know how I could cram in 15 to 20 hours of dialysis on top of my already busy work schedule, but I managed to squeeze it in. Being stuck in one spot for 5 hours at a time comes with its advantages. I was finally able to pause and had time to reflect on my life and the choices that I'd made. I knew deep down that I couldn't do this in my own strength and that I needed to lean in and trust in God. I started reading my Bible and found strength in God's words, but I still felt a little lost as I wasn't connected in a church. My heart, and I felt like I really needed to go and check this place out. I started attending church and I loved it so much that I started going to 2 services a week. I did growth track straight away, started Alpha, joined 2 connect groups on alternate weeks, and now I'm serving in the hospitality and the creche team. A fire in my heart has been reignited for God. And then something amazing happened. Pastor John was asked to pray for someone, and not only someone with kidney pains, and not just specifically someone on dialysis and in need of a kidney transplant. At the time, I was not in the service. I was upstairs in growth track, but a few of the beautiful ladies came up to get me. I was a little nervous about being on stage, but in that moment, as Pastor John prayed, I could feel the presence of God working inside me. The next day, I went straight to the doctors to get tested and was tested again at hospital the next night. And my kidneys function had raised from 7% to 33%. To this day, it's slowly getting better and better each time, and I strongly believe that through the healing power of God, I will not need to get a kidney transplant. All right.
Okay, so that was a couple years ago, right? And so after baby Daisy gets sick and she presents that information on TikTok, she disappears. So people are like, what happened? Like, why did she disappear? And then she comes back and one of her aunts is helping her with like a GoFundMe, for baby Daisy being sick. And so this is the GoFundMe, and we're going to watch this video where she makes $66,000 on the GoFundMe. Okay, so it says, hi there, my name is Karen, and I'm Brock's mom, Daisy's grandmother. Daisy was once a bright and bubbly little girl that has recently taken an unfortunate turn and has now put herself in what appears to be comatose state for over 100 hours. Unfortunately, there aren't any medications or stimulants that are safe for Daisy to have to help her wake. Daisy has encountered countless needles, blood tests while asleep, and doesn't so much as bat an eyelid. On the 27th on June 2024, Daisy was finally diagnosed with a condition called TCS, a rare multisystem autosomal dominant genetic disease that causes non-cancerous tumors to grow in the brain and on the other vital organs such as the kidneys, heart, liver, eyes, lungs, and skin. The family was given this diagnosis on the same day their first daughter had passed away 4 years ago. I couldn't ever imagine feeling this kind of pain and grief. Her diagnoses to this day are TSC, focal cortical dysplasia, epilepsy, infantile spasms, and encephalopathy. But on top of that, the doctors are still bending over backwards trying to understand why Daisy decides to completely shut down with no response and put herself into comatose state. All medical evidence so far shows that Daisy should be awake and well, with, of course, the exception of severe developmental delays. But sadly, that isn't the case. Investigations are taking place, and information regarding Daisy has been expedited to other hospitals around not only AUS, but other counties to help find answers. Daisy has been unresponsive for over 100 hours now, and we have no idea when she will choose to wake herself up. This could be tomorrow, but it could also be in 6 weeks. But it's also something that's only safe for her to do with herself when she's ready. Even after Daisy decides to wake, we will still have the long journey of trying to figure out what is causing this level of sleep and slow brain activity. The doctors and nurses are doing absolutely everything in their power to help Daisy, but her case has left them even stumped. The neurology team are working with other hospitals around ASU and other countries to try and find her new diagnosis. Allanah and Brock have 3 other children. They are also needing to relocate their family to live closer to family support and the hospital. Reasons the family needs to use GoFundMe. Sadly, due to illness and injury, Brock has been off work some time. The circumstances are far more personal and private nature, but unfortunately, this is out of his control. Allanah has also had to stop working and accepting contracts, with needing to keep present with Daisy's both in and out of the hospital. Unfortunately, Daisy's condition does not allow her to be left alone for any period of time. As a result of the above circumstance, it's financially taken a toll and has made it difficult for Brock and Allanah to be able to arrange care for other 3 children due to the amount of time expected to be spending in hospital. Allanah and Brock will need to move to the Sunshine Coast, where the support network is significantly greater. Let's rally together to support Daisy and her family in the time of need. If you know the family personally, you would know they would never be the ones to ask for help. No contribution is too small, and every little bit counts and will help this beautiful family. Thank you for all your love and support. And then it says facts. How long does Daisy typically sleep on a good day? Daisy will usually sleep anywhere from 20 to 22 hours on an average in 24-hour period when she's having a good day. And then it says what caused Daisy's illnesses. Her illnesses are mostly genetic. This means that they have been passed down through our family genes and she has inherited them. When was Daisy's condition first noticed? Daisy has always been a big sleeper since birth. We always knew something was wrong and went to multiple doctors to check, but unfortunately, it was just overlooked at the time. Unfortunately, we don't have a diagnosis for Daisy's sleep conditions and slow brain condition just yet. In terms of her other conditions, they were noticed at roughly 5 to 6 months and clinically diagnosed at 11 months old. And then it says, will Daisy be able to stay awake like an average person would? Possibly. Unfortunately, we don't know just yet what is causing Daisy's brain to slow down, right down, and putting her into her sleep stages in comatose states. Hopefully, when our genetic results come back, we will have an idea on what to expect moving forward. Will surgery help? At this stage, surgery would not be a benefit. In the future, there's a high chance Daisy will go through brain surgeries at this point, but surgery isn't something that is safe, practical, or will hold any benefit for Daisy's current condition. We do hope that people are okay with following Allanah and Brock. Are so grateful for all the love and support people have shown. With any excess funds available, they intend to donate to RMH and TSC foundations. Thank you again for your support. And this GoFundMe has been shut down completely. It's non-existent as of right now. So, it makes you wonder, right? I know I've been missing your guys' comments. I need to go back. Gypsy Rose's mother is a classic care. Yes. That's another case, right? I feel like there was a lot going on there. And yes, Munchausen house by proxy syndrome is definitely real. Whose comment got blocked? Not Nightbot. Is Nightbot going crazy in here? Let me know. I'm horrified. I know. The baby had 2 brain surgeries. Don't underestimate. Right. Well, Australia and New Zealand healthcare systems have been suffering because of the pay rates. Nicole, definitely seems like surgery should have been the last resort. Pretty well. Yeah, to have the baby's head cut open. Unfortunately, I don't think they would have flagged if there was a history of seizures. I wouldn't be surprised if they overlooked it. I've had 2 family members, in Australia, submitted to poor medical decisions by the doctors. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. She's a church for them to feel petty for her evil, monstrous acts. Shame, shame, shame. But then you have all these people supporting her online, right? Donating money, $66,000. Is Nightbot going wrong? Wait, what needs to be shut down? Who's paying for their own home? Hey, Augie, did I say hi? Hi, Augie. Good to see you here, my love. What did they have to go on to open her up? That's flipping nuts. Not only once, but twice. It's insane. I'm like, you are not cutting my child up without a blood test, at least, honey. What? It's wild. Okay, let's move on to the next video. This is brutal, huh? I'm going to pull up the PowerPoint. So the nurse finds out and she reports him. And so then the Instagram gets shut down, but the TikTok stays. And the husband, Brock, who you see here in the screen, he ends up claiming that he has nothing to do with it and he wasn't aware. But he then goes missing for like a day. And so then, people are reporting that he's missing, but then he comes back and he's like, oh, I have nothing to do with it. And so right here on the left, you see the Instagram that has now been shut down. In the middle, you're going to see the Snapchat from Brock. And he says, I apologize to everybody that I worried. All of this has been extremely overwhelming. I'm going home and going to continue helping get to the bottom of all of this. I appreciate all the love and support and the understanding towards the severity of the situation and incredibly large impact it's having at my life at the moment. And then that's him on Tinder. So apparently when this first started coming out, they broke up. And she admits to it via text that, yes, we broke up on this screen. Someone says, hey, does Brock have a Tinder account or is it fake? And she says, it's real, hun. The boy moves fast. We officially broke up on Saturday, but it was for the best. And so we're going to go to the dad's statement, which is right here in the middle. And it says, Brock Harris. I figured this would be the fastest way to reach everybody, as I know everyone likes to gossip. but we're not gossiping. Your child was in the hospital getting brain surgery. That's not gossip, right? And so he continues to say, for what it is worth, I had no idea about what Allanah was doing to Daisy. I pushed for those surgeries because in my heart, I felt that it would help. I didn't realize that Daisy was being drugged the entire time, causing her symptoms to be what they were. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm a good dad, and I do my best to love and protect my children. Are you? Are you a good dad? I should have done better for them. I'm sorry I couldn't protect Daisy the way I should have. The children have been taken into custody under speculation I potentially had something to do with this. On everything I have I've ever known and ever loved, I have no idea what Allanah was doing. Allanah, you're an absolute monster. You win. To all 4 of my beautiful children, I love you so dearly. I'm so sorry. I just want to add to all the people that have dragged me through the dirt and said all these terrible things about me, when the truth comes out, and it will absolutely, I hope you all feel absolutely horrible for the nasty, hurtful, and terrible things you've all said about me. I've had no part in any of this, and I've only done my best to support Daisy and her medical journey. So that's what the data had to say. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't have her on Valium for seizures, but it didn't. She had high amount in the system. Yeah, she wasn't even on Valium. They didn't have her. So I know, and that's where we talked about why didn't the hospital or the doctors do blood tests before, right? If there was benzos in her system, they should have caught it before they cut her little head open. I mean, she's a baby. Like, look at these pictures of her in the hospital with her head cut open. I don't know. It's pretty brutal, right? Nonetheless, the dad claims he didn't know what was going on. There's no more GoFundMe, no more Instagram. You might be able to find her on TikTok, but what do you think? Yeah, brain surgery. She had 24/7 palliative care, seizures, hours sleeping, 8 cardiac arrests, 2 brain surgeries, slow brain activity, unnecessary procedures, and coma for 100 hours. The diagnoses were focal cortical dysplasia, epilepsy, infantile spasms, and she was first diagnosed with TSC in June. So she had lost 1 child, and on the same day that she lost that child, baby Daisy was diagnosed. So everybody's like, oh, what a coincidence, right? Maybe it was. I mean, we don't know. Do you guys buy it? I'd rather find her in jail. And the dad was on Tinder like a couple weeks after, and so people were giving him a hard time. And so he had already broken up with Allanah when this started coming out in August, on August 30th. So he's saying he doesn't know, but they were already breaking up. Why were you breaking up? Yeah, I know, life artist. It's brutal. That's baby Daisy on the screen. Okay, I'm going to share the timeline really quick so you guys kind of have an idea. So Allanah Harris began posting on TikTok in 2021. Fast forward 3 years, and she's currently under investigation following allegations that she drugged her 1-year-old daughter, Daisy. April 23rd, 2023. Daisy Harris is born to parents Allanah and Brock. October 2023. Little Daisy begins to experience seizures and periods of unresponsiveness, according to later reports on the Harris family social media channels. June 27th, 2024. Docs say that Daisy's brain is covered in tumors. And then we have July 16th, 2024. Daisy experiences 7-minute seizure that left her unresponsive, according to a video posted by Allanah. August 30th, 2024. Allanah asked for prayers on Instagram after claiming Daisy had gone into cardiac arrest. She also reveals the tot was scheduled to have brain surgery. September 16, 2024. Allanah shares with Instagram that Daisy has undergone 2 brain surgeries in the space of a week. September 30th, 2024. Daisy's moved into palliative care, according to an update posted to the Harris family social media accounts. October 2024. Allanah goes silent on social media, particularly on the Harris family accounts, which now have collectively over 1 million followers. So this whole time she was putting her family on TikTok and making money off of it, and this illness and her babies being sick, 3 of her babies being sick, until the nurses caught on at baby Daisy's doctor or surgery appointment. October 2024. Allanah goes silent. Oh, wait. Yeah, I already read that part. Sorry. November 18th, 2024. Rumors erupt on social media alleging that Allanah has been drugging little Daisy with benzos to elicit tumor-like symptoms. Brock openly distances himself from wife in Snapchat posts, claiming that he had no idea what Allanah was doing. November 19th, 2024. Local news report claims that child protection services in Queensland, Australia, are investigating a high-profile family case. November 20th, 2024. The GoFundMe appeal set up by Brock's mother, Karen, is taken down. 9 News gets a statement from Allanah where she slams speculation as unfair. Sad. From what I've heard, I actually believe that he didn't know what his wife was doing to Daisy. If they weren't happy in their marriage already, they didn't like to communicate much. And that's the thing. Some people think he didn't know. Some people think he did know. I don't know. I find it kind of hard to believe if they lived together, he didn't know if he was injecting her. But then again, I mean, it depends on how much he was around. Maybe he didn't know, and that's why he got upset and disappeared. I don't know. It's an upsetting case, right? I did play the interview where she speaks, right? It talks about her lawyers being involved. Yes, Daisy's still alive. Daisy, allegedly, she is live and well, and she's in protective custody services or whatnot. I think all of the children are. The mom hasn't been arrested. The dad hasn't been arrested. It's all alleged. But, I mean, they are under investigation, so whatever alleged means. Like, if they're under investigation, that means something, right? Augie says, it makes me so angry when you have seen Taking Care of My on Netflix. Yeah, if you did. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that. Oh, I'm sorry, Gracie. I hope you feel better. Yeah, still under investigation. They haven't arrested her. I'm like, why haven't they arrested her? Are they going to arrest her? She might play it off that she has Munchausen syndrome by proxy, which we know what that is. We read through that, but I don't know. Maybe, what do you guys think? Is she guilty? Is the dad guilty? We have yet to find out. So I will have to keep following this case. I was going to play this TikTok of her. Someone was saying that she was fake. Let me play it. Someone was like, why is she always smiling during these things? These like difficult things. I just found that on TikTok. That's brutal, right? Anyways, so she hasn't been arrested. Like I said, dad hasn't. Yeah. What, no crying? And how she's always happy? I don't know. Wait, did we see this? Hold on, I want to play this again. I don't remember if we saw this or not. We might have already seen it, but we're going to watch it again.
This brain is covered in tumors, and what is worse is that we found this out on the same day that our other daughter passed away 4 years ago. I don't know whether that's like Lily saying that she's here with us or if it's just a really shitty day. But I need a coffee, so let's make it.
Oh yeah, this is the coffee part.
I also don't have a coffee machine, and I really need a new coffee. Like, I really need a real coffee right now. But I've just got the stick ones. It's gonna do. It's gonna have to do. I just told that our daughter's brain.
But she cried over her coffee maker. I'm just playing, yeah, what's out there. That's the thing. It's like people are like, what is wrong with her? But she's been on here on TikTok making all this money, y'all. 1.1 million followers on TikTok. 66,000 on GoFundMe. Putting her children and their illnesses out there on social media and making money off of it. But then she was the one causing it, allegedly.
In the
Let
last
me
couple
play
of
this
months,
one again, because this one is, this is like, huh?
our lives have changed so much. We have gone from living normal lives to now living in the hospital. Daisy is now having seizures that last anywhere from an hour to 2.5 hours at a time, and she's having more than one of these a day. I kept getting notifications from my PO box to come and collect my stuff, so I thought I could do a bit of a haul in another video. In the last couple of months,
I agree. Did she lose followers? No, she didn't. Which is my point. Why are brands endorsing her and why are people following it? Probably. She probably is one of those wives. I can't stand her. I can't stand her either, I was saying. Girl, stop putting up makeup. When she literally found out her baby is this sick. That's the whole point. People are like, why is she acting so like normal? Nonetheless, again, she hasn't been arrested. It's all alleged. Maybe she does have Munchausen syndrome by proxy, which is a mental health disease. Maybe she's just evil. What do you guys think? I don't think anything nice. I don't think anything nice. No, I have nothing nice to say. Are you guys surprised? Probably not. The baby is in child protective custodies and she has been recovering significantly. So again, the definition of MSP was when a child is out of the care of the parent they seem to get better. If Daisy is suddenly better, then let that speak for itself. Right? And I hope baby Daisy is better, and I hope she finds a family to care for her like she needs to be cared for. And I don't recommend you guys support any of these brands endorsing this mom. And she's making money off watching her stuff anyway, so there's that. But I think it needs awareness, and it is a mental health disease, so maybe she does need mental help. I don't know, whatever. You guys let me know what you think. She needs help in the loony house. Or maybe she's sick. No? Does that make it right for her to drug her baby? And did she lie about the kidney disease and what happened to her first baby? Is it connected? Marcus says my real opinion shouldn't be given out in a public forum like this, given my bias. Greed can do crazy things to people. For clout? For clout. You're going to keep making your baby sick so you get donations. Very sick in the head, evil monster, greedy. And who knows what's going to happen. I don't know if she'll even get arrested. It's hard to get documents because it's in Australia. So I guess I'll follow it as closely as I can. But anyways, keep baby Daisy in your prayers. I am so glad that she is doing well and out of this monster's hands. Yeah, right here, Allanah Harris. Allegedly monster is what I say. Anyways, there's not much information on this case. Like I said, it's an Australian case, so I wasn't able to get documents. I really would have liked like a search warrant or something, or maybe an arrest warrant if there's one in the future. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for being here. I agree. Very sick, Esther. Thank you, Tipsy, Gracie, Funky. Funky's like, I don't have my favorite. It's probably black. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Tipsy. Thank you for that information and the help. Thanks for covering it, Millie. Very interesting case. Yeah. Had you guys heard of this before? Am I late on it? Did you guys know about this? I know a few of you did. I didn't see anyone on YouTube covering it, though. I have not. So baby Daisy, after her brain surgeries, turns out she is okay. That's what's important. As far as this mom, quote unquote mom, I don't know. I just heard about it over the weekend and it's infuriating. Yeah, we need to see what happens. That's right, Tipsy. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, and I will see you guys on the next live.